Hello everybody and welcome on back to another video. So you may remember a little while ago I did a video where I redrew the borders on the United States. So today we're here with a world map and I think you see where this is going. We're going to be fixing the borders of the world map. This is not meant to offend anybody, by the way. So let's start over here in the US. Or what was the US. It probably won't be the US after this. So right off the bat, we kind of have a bit of a problem, right? Because Alaska here, right? I don't know whether I should give it to Canada, keep it in the US, or if the US will even exist in the first place, or if I should make it its own thing, or what I should do with it. So I think the best course of action here, I think this will be a pretty good idea. So just a sec here, I just gotta. Here we go. And then now I can move Alaska out of the way. Put it up here somewhere. You can barely even see it anymore. In fact, you can't see it. I can barely see it. Okay, so that's Alaska gone out of the way. And same here with this little bit. Move this just up there. Move it far away. You know, we could just use that. Yep, move this up and out. Bye-bye. Adios. Okay, now you guys can't see it. It's out of our hair. Okay, so, now that Alaska's gone, I think we're just gonna patch this up. That's a lot better, isn't it? Okay. Again, this video is not meant to offend anybody. Okay, so, now that Alaska's out of her way, I think the first thing we should do is make just a little country here with Quebec. I think Quebec should be its own thing. There we go. I think Newfoundland's up here, I believe, and we're just gonna give that to Quebec. It's fine. It's they'll be fine with it, right? That does not color in well. Okay, we're not gonna color on our countries today. So, okay, so it's Quebec. That's our first thing. All right. I think it'd be pretty important to put a little country going around the Hudson Bay. It's actually not very little of a country, but put one going around the Hudson Bay, and then they can have all these little territories up top. I mean, that's they can have that. That's fine. I think the next course of action would be to make a slightly odd-shaped country right about there. And that is going to be our next country, and we're just going to leave that alone. And then around said country, we can have other mini countries, right? Hey, this will be fun. There we go. Yeah, this makes sense. We'll do one, we'll do a little Great Lakes country, right? There we go. It's a pretty big one. I think we're going to do the East Coast as well of the Atlantic. Just do a little bit of that action, come down to Florida, where Florida is going to have a lot of its land taken. It's going to be its own thing down here, which I know you can't see what I'm doing, but this is what I do. Florida's its own thing. Alright, and these Caribbean islands, I don't know what to do with them. Cuba, you're split in half, and all these other Caribbean islands, they're just their own thing. So moving back up here, I think another good course of action would be to put a little octagon. Or not, that's not an octagon, that's a hexagon. Ooh, do it like that. There's we go, there's our next little country there. This is going well so far, right? We'll do like a little Gulf of Mexico type country, right? They just have all the coast on the Gulf of Mexico. Right, that'll be good, right? Here for Central America, I think we're just gonna do like a little Central American like union, I guess, and give it a little bit of land here in I think Colombia. And there we go. There's our new long country. Speaking of long countries, let's move down here to Chile. And I think the best course of action would be to simply do a little bit of that. Actually, we'll be generous. It can have a little less land. That's not generous. What am I talking about? Alright, and there we go. I did not mean to do that. Get rid of all of this. Okay, so next thing I think we're gonna do is make another big country right here. Just like so. Don't want to make it too much like Brazil, so we'll have like tiny things here. That's not very tiny. We'll have like a little, you know what? It'll be fun. There we go, there's another country. I think also we can do like, do one of these kind of things. Here's our next country. And then we're also gonna do little country right here. And a country right here. That's gonna take up all of this land. I think we could also do one there. And there we go. That's actually a decent looking country, right? And I think we're gonna do one just like so. Actually, you know what? There we go. New country. Okay. I think this is looking pretty good, honestly. I think we are gonna do a little bit of that accent and a little bit of that accent. And you know, this is all frozen anyway. You know what? You know, I don't think anyone's gonna really need this land down here. It's so frozen over. There's like nothing here, right? So I think we're just gonna get this out of our hair. Over here. Just put it near Africa. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, I just moved that out of the way. Okay. And now, clean up the rest of that. And, you know, just do a little, like, oh, boom. There we go. Let me zoom out real quick. There we go. This is our world map so far. We are going to move back up here for a quick second. I want to make a few more little countries. I think Baja California should be its own thing. And then I think we can keep, I guess, kind of a Mexico. But most of Mexico's land is gone. I think Mexico City might be. I think it's like in here, isn't it? I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But yeah, so I think we could also do one coming off of this country, right? And then do a little coastal kind of thing. And another one in here. And there we go. Okay. And then we're just gonna do like a little. Yeah, that's acceptable shape for a country, isn't it? Yeah, that'll work, right? And there we go. And you know what? I'm gonna just try to draw Oklahoma here. It's not a good Oklahoma. What am I doing? Okay, I'm drawing a derpy Oklahoma. There we go. Actually, that looks more like a Big Dipper or something. Or like, I don't know what that looks like. Like a spoon, like a scoop, you know what I mean? That's gonna be our little scoop kind of country. Everyone get ready to immigrate to Scoop Land. Okay, so moving up here to Greenland, I think most of the population's like in this area. So we're gonna do that. And then, you know, just for the heck of it, do like there. Do that. And I don't know what to do with the rest of this, so you know what that means. I think we're just gonna do a little bit of that. Get that out of here. That didn't really fix much, did it? You know what? Actually, I kind of like that. We're just gonna like, yeah. Yeah, there we go. That barely changed anything. I don't know what I'm thinking. Also here in Iceland, I think this nation's gonna own Iceland. Just keep things simple. Well, actually not. I hate keeping things simple. This nation's gonna own this bit of Iceland too. Moving down here, to near the UK. Let's actually zoom in here. Obviously, a big problem with the UK is that we've got Northern Ireland, which is like kind of like here kind of thing, right? So I think rather than reunifying Ireland or like, actually, getting rid of Northern Ireland or something, something simple, I think the best idea would actually be to split it down the middle and then keep Northern Ireland. And then we'll do a little split here. Those are all pretty big countries, and I think, that'll really solve the problem between, between the two different countries, especially, if the UK leaves the EU, and I think that'll definitely solve the problem between having two relatively small countries or territories on Northern Ireland. Now, moving over to the island of Great Britain, I think the best thing to do would be to make Scotland and England, and then also Wales. So Wales is just going to be like that, because that's definitely is like what Wales actually looks like. And then Scotland, I think the border between England and Scotland can be like right there. There's England, there's Scotland. Sounds good to me. Alright, now, I think moving up here, Nordic countries, Scandinavian, I don't know what you want to call them. Here we go. I think what we should do, right, is actually put like this kind of thing, right? And then do a little bit of this kind of thing. And then I think here, the rest of this can be its own country. And these can be its own country. And I think that looks kind of alright. No, it doesn't. Don't kid yourself, George. It looks horrible. Oh yeah, and Denmark's also gonna lose a little bit of land there. So that's gonna be your new little Denmark. Okay, so here we are near Spain, and I think Andorra is going to gain just a little bit of land, just like so. There we go, Andorra's a little bigger than it was before. And then Portugal, I think, will lose just a tiny bit, and there's Portugal. And then this is going to be Spain. But I actually want to do a little bit of a north and south kind of thing. So this is going to be North Spain, it's going to be Central Spain, and then that's going to be South Spain. Over here, this is all Andorra. I think maybe we can put a tiny little, there we go, northwest. I guess, yeah, northwest. Or, no, it'd be northeast, sorry, northeast Spain. There, northeast Spain. That's our new little country. Now, over here, I think, for France, I think we're going to give England just a tiny bit of land. There we go. And then Scotland is going to get a little bit of land, too. And that's all part of Scotland. And I think Italy down here is going to get a little smaller. And it's going to have a couple of these little islands. Corsica, you can be Italy too. Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay, so this is our world map so far. I think it's looking pretty good. But let's keep going. Coming back over to Europe, I think the best course of action would actually be to make a little, thing going here. Kind of like around the Mediterranean, have a little bit of that land. And then I think, or actually, we're going to make like a little huge thing. I said little huge thing, yeah. So this is going to be a pretty big country. This is a pretty appropriate border for a country, right? So there we go, there's our new country. And I think inside we should have a little enclave right here. And this is actually going to belong to Scotland. So, just to signify all the stuff that belongs to Scotland. And then this was all Scotland, I believe. And then this is Scotland. So there we go. So that's all Scotland owns. That's not that much, really. So, next up, I think let's do a little bit of this accent. We're going to do a little, like, ooh, boom, boom, boom. There we go. And that's a new country right there. And I think, moving over here, we're just going to have, actually you can't see that, so over right here. The thing is with Siberia, right? If I make Siberia its own country, because I could, look, I could do like, this kind of thing, right? I could do that as a country. But the problem with doing that is that this whole thing is just frozen. And really, who wants this land, right? The answer is Australia does. There we go. Take all of that. Here we go. Move it down there. There we go. So we put this on Australia. Try to get it to fit pretty good. There we go, right? That'll be nice. Just gotta fix this up real quick. There we go. And trace it over because it kind of got broken when I moved it. And this little island as well was here. That's not what that looked like, was it? Okay. I think that looks pretty good, honestly. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's a pretty good looking Australia. But I think what we're gonna do is for Australia, because there's a huge populated area, like, and like here kind of thing, I think. Because, like, you know, Sydney and, like, Canberra and, like, Brisbane and stuff, Melbourne, I think a lot of that's in there. We're going to do also, like, a little Western Australia. No one lives here except for in Perth. And then, I don't know what to do with this stuff, so we're just going to, like, bam. And then this is going to be its own country, Siberia. Also, here in New Zealand, we're actually going to have this part go to Scotland. Because they're a pretty reasonable distance. And this part is going to be part of this Siberia land. Okay, so here's our current world map. I think it's got a little bit of work to do, though. So here's the thing. If we look at a map of Korea, right? Obviously, you got the North and South Korea, blah, blah, blah. It's like, somewhere in there, right? But the thing with doing that would be controversial. Nothing in this video has been controversial yet, right? So I think, rather than being, like, you know, actually reasonable and just uniting them or giving them a little land or something, or just simply keeping the borders that are already there, I think the best course of action would actually be to just do a little bit of that and move it down here, maybe move it there. That's alright, it'll just go there. And now we got no more Korea, and we're good. So, get rid of the Korean peninsula here. That looks better. And I also gotta fix up Russia. That's looking a lot better, isn't it? Okay, for our next country, we're gonna do a bit of that. And then we're also gonna do slightly more reasonable state countries. And this little part here is actually going to go to Scotland, just like so. And then we're also going to do down here. I think the best plan for this area, right, is to give India just a little bit of land. And then do, like, here. There we go. Here's India. Got all of this. Comes down. It's all of this. And you know what? I don't know what to do with Sri Lanka. So I think what we're going to do... Oops. Did not mean to do that. Let's take Sri Lanka. I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit here. Move it once again. Oopsies, did not mean to do that. Move it over here. And almost there. Yeah, that's definitely an accurate looking Sri Lanka, right? I don't know what happened when I was moving it. That's Sri Lanka now. And if it's still there, you know, this is going to be part of Scotland too. Yeah, that's totally what Sri Lanka looks like, right? You know, that's definitely right. Okay, so, seeing that I've made a mess over here, I think we're going to have to fix that. I really made a mess. This world is a disaster. So I think it goes a little something like this. Right? That's totally right. Close enough. And you know what? Because we moved Sri Lanka, we'll actually do a second little Sri Lanka. That's definitely the safe of Sri Lanka here. And that one is going to be its own country that also belongs to Scotland. Okay, now I think a good thing to do on this map would be to get this little piece right there. And that is actually going to belong to England. Just kidding. That's going to belong to Scotland. Alright, so. And by the way, I'm not biased between the two countries. I just think Scotland deserves the land, right? Okay, so. Moving on. I think we're going to do a little country here. And we're going to move over to, like, Africa. If you're curious who owns all this land, the answer is India. So this is all Indian territory. Psych. This is all actually Scottish territory. So there we go. And finally, I think the last thing we're going to do here today is Africa. So first off, for Madagascar, I think what we're going to do, here we go. I think what we're going to do for Madagascar is a little bit of this. And I don't know where Madagascar went. Oh, well, we don't have to worry about it, right? Oh, God. Okay, now, the thing is, right, is South Africa is not far south enough, right? So I think what we're going to do is go way down here. Do a little bit of this. And that's going to be South Africa, which is actually going to belong to Scotland. There we go, right? It's a big freaking South Africa. And don't bother with Antarctica. It doesn't exist, right? Okay, and now, I think, finally, last thing we're going to do this video is Africa. Do a little bit of, do country there, right? Okay, so, we're actually going to have Botswana here. And Botswana is going to be a little smaller than it was before. So I think that'll be a pretty good size for Botswana. And inside Botswana, we're actually going to do a little bit of land here. And that's actually going to belong to Scotland. So, I think that looks pretty good. Here we're going to do a little Somalia kind of thing there. And this is all going to be Ethiopia. And I think we're actually going to do like a little Somaliland, right? Do a little bit of that accent. Up here, I want to make Morocco, but I don't want to make it too big accidentally, so I think what we're actually going to do is do a little bit of that, and that's going to be Morocco. Okay, now one last thing, because I'm actually just going to make like that a country and like that a country. And I'm going to try to make Chad. That's Chad, right? Yeah, that'll work. And then we're actually going to make Chad facing the other way. And I accidentally made him face, you know what, that's fine. He'll just face this way. Here's the sun. I don't know. Okay, so we're also going to make this one. And then we're also going to make Pac-Man, and that's going to belong to England. JK. It's going to belong to Scotland. Okay, so one thing before we go is I do want to make Benin and Togo. So let's make, this is like Ghana, right? It's somewhere in here. Actually, no, Ghana's like more over here, right? That's Ghana. This is like Benin. And this is a bigger Togo. That's a really big Togo. Yeah, that definitely looks right, right? And then like the Europeans used to do, I'm going to draw on a map to make a new country. Just draw a line. And there we go. So we have country, 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 and country. Alright. Well, on that note, I think we did pretty well here today. We've got some decent sized countries, some smaller countries, and if you're curious if I'm going to do anything to Indonesia, I actually am. So right real quick, or not Indonesia, just all of like Oceania and the A's and islands and stuff. I'm actually going to fix those real quick, because I don't feel like messing with them. There we go, right? Yeah. And actually, before we go, I think this map's okay. But I think really what it needs is a little bit of color indicating who owns the stuff. So I think what we're going to do, remember red signifies Scotland. We're actually going to do a little bit of this. And all of that belongs to Scotland. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was a disaster. Obviously, if you didn't tell, this is not serious. This is not meant to offend anybody. I don't live in Scotland. I've never been to Scotland. But I just think it's funny. So, all you Englanders and stuff can go complain in the comments. Yeah. This was funny. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to see you all next time. Subscribe. Actually, wait a minute. Get it down here. Subscribe. Subscribe. There we go. That looks good. And then finally, don't forget to like the video. Do that. And definitely don't definitely don't do that. And yeah, goodbye.